Well, hello there, Wellsprings. It's Reverend Lee. One of the things that our board does every year is present annual goals to the congregation, usually at our congregational meeting in June. But one thing we don't do very well, we've realized, is report back to you how it's going throughout the year. So we decided to do a little report card activity this year and give ourselves a progress grade on how things are going. And we wanted to share that with you. So you might remember that we had 5 goals for this current congregational year that runs through this coming summer.
Hi, I'm Julie, one of your Board of Trustees, and I'm going to give a brief update on the goal of assess, strengthen, and build on Wellspring's partnerships in the community. Overall, we have done pretty well on this one. First, in our winter message series on neighbors and helpers, we've had conversations with members of the community to see what they do and how our congregation can help. Just a few of the speakers included a local school district's director of equity, diversity, and inclusion, a councilwoman from Coatesville, a recovery leader and coach, and the head of a nonprofit that assists migrant families in the Phoenixville area. Second, Youth Spirit and Heartworks have directly impacted our neighbors through many outreach projects. One was a blessing bag program that collected essential items and delivered these to homeless individuals in Philadelphia, a winter clothing drive, and meals for St. Mary's Franciscan Shelter. And finally, several members of our staff and Justice Works team participated in a 10-week class run by the UUA on building partnerships and organizing for community change. So great job, everyone. We still have a lot more we can do. Let's give this goal a solid B.
Our second goal this year was to test and develop new ways for Wellspringers to connect with our congregation, both online and in person. And this one you've probably seen in action, but there has been lots of work behind the scenes, especially since the fall when we returned to Bell Hall. For a while, everyone was there. For a while, it was just our worship leaders. And now, as of last Sunday, we're inviting the congregation back in. But throughout that whole time, we had to build a whole new hardware infrastructure to support the live stream that happens from Bell Hall every Sunday. And we've also had to train members of our tech team, including new volunteers on tech, on how to work all of those things. There are now 4 people that we need every Sunday to run the tech, both in the room and going out online to all of you at home. So that has been a huge undertaking and really a wonderful success. The other pieces of online connection we've done things like building a Wellsprings app, which you now find the order of service on every single Sunday. And we've also been testing things out. We've tested out Zoom drop-in times. We've done some small groups online. We've also tried out in-person meditation offerings, outside events. We're going to keep experimenting throughout the course of this spring and summer, and we're going to reevaluate how much people want to engage online versus in person and what kinds of offerings you all are wanting. But in general, we're giving ourselves a solid B+ on this one, only because we're still learning and we're still building and figuring out some of these things. Our third goal for this year was to reestablish our identity as a UU teaching congregation and to add a ministerial intern to our staff team. This was a wild success. We had a lot of applications for our open internship position, and Beth Monholland was hired last summer to begin a 2-year part-time internship with us. So she's about a quarter of the way through her time with our congregation. Beth meets every month with an intern team, which is a group of 6 Wellspringers who support her on this path as she is learning and growing together with us. And in the future, we're hoping to help connect Beth with more opportunities to continue serving in different parts of our ministry. So this is a straight A for us, which is nice because the next area of our report card needs a little work.
I'm Chris Chappelle, president of the Wellsprings Board of Trustees, and I'm going to share our progress toward our congregational goal of increasing revenue by 15% to meet our current expenses and provide cost of living increases for all staff by fiscal year 2023. Which, as a reminder, starts this upcoming July 1st. Additionally, this goal includes developing a multi-year strategy to bring all staff to fair compensation levels as determined by our denomination, the Unitarian Universalist Association. For the last calendar year, January through December 2021, our revenue, excluding any impacts of the Paycheck Protection Program, was about $219,800. For calendar year 2020, our revenue, excluding Paycheck Protection, was about $234,900. So our recurring revenue decreased about 6% year over year. Now, this isn't shocking considering the ongoing pandemic and its impacts. However, the reality is that at the same time our revenue has declined, our costs have continued to increase. I want to thank you all for your continued generosity in this time when so much has been uncertain. And now is a great time for all of us to check in on our giving, to make sure that it continues to match our intentions. Any increase you can make at this time, of any amount, will help us move toward achieving this critical goal. The board has also hired a stewardship consultant to help us figure out next steps and smart strategy for meeting this financial goal and also for setting and funding goals into the future. Please look for more information in Realm and in the Wellsprings Weekly about this next steps process, which is scheduled for early March, and how you can participate. So, how are we doing on this goal? We'll give this one a D+ for now, with high hopes that through our collective efforts, we can bring our grade up by June 30th.
And our last goal for this year was to increase opportunities for people of all ages to experience belonging at Wellsprings. And so there's a couple things wrapped up in there. One is that all ages piece, and our Youth Bridge ministry has done a tremendous job of creating more opportunities for teens to gather with other teens, for people of all different ages and generations to collaborate on service projects like they just did with our Heartworks team. There have been whole family events. There have been events for parents. So our Youth Bridge and our all ages aspect of this has been tremendously strong this year. We've also offered a couple of small groups that have met online this year. Our anti-racism springboard is meeting again after its first offering in 2020. We've been doing it again in 2021. We've had a few one-time soul bites. And then the other aspect of finding belonging is engaging with our teams. And our tech team is a wonderful example of success there. We've had a lot of new volunteers show up to become part of that team atmosphere that helps us share our Sunday morning live stream. But we recognize that as we return to in-person gatherings, there are some things we need to do to help build that sense of belonging even stronger and to offer more in-person opportunities to experience that now, not just online. So we're going to give this one a B- in reflection of the fact that some of our spaces for belonging have really been working over the last year, but some of our spaces for belonging are really just better suited to being together in person. And we're hoping that more of that will come back. In our Wellsprings DNA, we commit to honestly evaluate where we are in the hopes of going where we are called to be. That's what we do on the Board of Trustees. That's what we do amongst our staff and our leaders. And we just wanted to share some of that with all of you. And we also want to share our gratitude for all of the ways that each piece of you showing up in our community helps build the foundation for all of the goals we set each year and all of the progress that we make to move forward, especially in times like these. Each of you has a part in this and plays a part in this. And I hope that by sharing some of this behind the scenes going on around what we hope to do each year, that you can actually see your part in one of these goals, that you can see how you have contributed to the success of making our community stronger in these times, because you have. So I want to thank you for hanging in there through this update, and we will see you again with more conversation about next year's goals at our congregational meeting in June. Be well, everybody.